Yes, it's time for our local business review, and it's so much fun to have our local business guests on each week. Barry Kirchhoff from the SBDC is here. Wendy Hendricks from Agency North Real Estate is here, and we have a special guest. But before we get to our special guest, Barry, you wanted to give a shout out to somebody who's had a fantastic career and has something very special happening right now.
Yes, and thank you, Kelly. I just came from I had to leave a little bit early, a celebration of St. Cloud Fire Marshal Mike Post. Today is his retirement day from the St. Cloud Fire Department.
Oh.
Over 21 years as a fire marshal.
Mike.
And I think the chief was saying it best. That's a tough job because you're the enforcement role of the fire department. And I remember when I was in retail, the fire marshal come in your boxes or to behind your warehouse and all of that. But we have to salute those folks because they keep our community and our business community safe through their enforcement. And Mike has been he's a great person, and he'll be missed at the department. I had the luxury of getting to know Mike about 10 years ago, and congratulations, Mike.
Yes,
and
congratulations.
you'll be out there doing something in the retired world.
We hope we got to give you a hand.
Yeah, right. For Mikey Post.
Thank you, Mike.
I call him Mikey. I'm sorry, Mikey Post,
Mikey.
our fire marshal from St. Cloud.
That's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for giving him a shout out because that's kind of what we're all about here is
absolutely.
It's
like Wendy says, it's the connections. And speaking of connections,
we've got one
back
here
to you.
today.
All over today.
Yeah. Wendy, do you want to introduce our special guest?
Well, I'm very excited to have Beth Huber, the owner of Quick Fix Massage, here today.
Welcome.
Good morning. And we go back to Lady Wellness. Years ago, there used to be a place called Lady Wellness, and that's where we first met. So
was Lady Wellness.
And I told her I was going to say this. My inner circle knows she inspired Yolanda.
Yes.
My inner circle will know exactly who Yolanda is. Exactly.
And that's all we'll say about that.
Oh, my goodness.
We're my alter ego.
Deep. Okay. Well, that'll be a story for another day then, huh? Beth, thank you for coming in today.
Sure.
You've been on my show in the past. It's been years ago since you and I have got to connect. I think I've called a few times looking for a massage, and you were busy, which is completely understandable. I would love to hear the story of what's been happening and how you as a business owner have been changing through the times, because everybody we talk about here in our community, you thrive because you change, right? You have to keep moving and working your business. And I'd love to hear your story about your massage business.
Sure. In 2006 is when we started, and I think the initial vision for the company was just to provide professional, affordable, convenient massage to the community. There were not many spaces for qualified therapists to work. There were many schools, 3 schools, lots of students, lots of talent looking for places to work. So recognizing that, I guess, deficiency in the area, we worked to create a house for them to survive. It worked and it worked and it worked and it worked and it grew and it grew and it grew. And we were we were always on the south side, and we were there for about 12 years, and we needed to buy new buildings. So 2018, we bought the old Truestone Financial at 620 Roosevelt. Big empty building. We transformed that building into really a little wellness paradise, may I say?
Which is
really, I don't know, I never say that, but that's how it feels.
It's incredible.
It feels good. It feels good to be there.
I love that.
More people came.
When she bought that, I was like, a bank? She's converting a bank into a massage.
And then
it
works.
If you go on the website or if you haven't been there, it's incredible.
Well, if anybody can create a wonderful space, it's going to be Beth.
It's gorgeous.
What was cool is like the bank, it has a drive-through, so we do gift cards through the drive-through. So during COVID, here's an example of a pivot. No one's open on Mother's Day 2020, 2021, but we were able to stand in our drive-through, serve the clients, meet the needs of what was going on, but without, I guess, community support, creativity. But we shut down like every other personal care service in March. Was it March 2020?
So it was pretty much a year after you had gone.
Not even. Correct.
And a drive-through
we unplug everything.
Gold.
She had no idea this was coming. I mean, you had no idea.
We touch people for literally. The job is to work closely with humans, with certainly in 6 feet in a room.
Right.
We have certainly adapted to that. We always had great cleaning protocols and that type of thing. But even today, we will wear masks when needed. We will honor what our clients ask for, and we'll respect the rules that are out there for our industry.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't mean that people started class. So the local schools were closing. Admissions were down. Rasmussen stopped teaching.
Yeah.
Minnesota School of Business stopped teaching.
That's right.
Sister Rosalind's location stopped teaching. So here I am, big building, lots of clients, 16 years
Of clients.
working and really having a great reputation in the community, and now not able to serve them, not students. So I call around to schools. Some schools that should have hundreds of students in Minneapolis have 5 students. So where do I find my talent? And this is where the big pivot needs to kind of happen.
The big pivot.
Right.
Does-
The big
I don't
pivot.
know.
Become the
I
way.
don't know. We have to reinvent. We have to keep trying.
Right.
As I say, I am constantly working on my business, not at it. I'm
Where did
not
she get
a
that from,
therapist.
Barry?
Yay!
That sounds like
How many-
That sounds like a Barry comment.
I'm just sitting here taking this in, the
gonna
enthusiasm
say.
and the passion, because we worked early in the game when you were doing this.
Barry
did.
helped the beginning. Like week 2, I was in Barry's office.
Man.
Week 2, 16 years ago.
Which
well,
is why
we need to
you are still here
brainstorm.
now.
We need to brainstorm, and this is, Barry may not be the fix, but we have to put our heads together as a community, because there's a service, there's a need, and there's an educational and training opportunity. So we'll need to talk after the show.
Yeah.
My wheels are already turning, and I'm sure yours have been.
Absolutely. So we look into maybe different industries in personal care that are also suffering the same things.
Okay.
We don't currently have someone who does acupuncture, but we could. We have all kinds of services that we sort of bleed into, if you will, and complement one another, be
Very
it
well.
chiropractic and even like Wendy said, lashes or other personal care industry. Hard to do it
Even
on your
skincare.
own.
So what
Do
I
it
am
together
doing,
as
we
a
just
collective.
we just started. She has, for the first time, she's pivoting, has become the word, and we have some 4 individual offices that we would lease out to other industries,
I love
whether
that
it's
idea.
lash, acupuncture, and with me in commercial real estate, I get calls all the time from people wanting to do that, but they don't have the resources to here they could just plug and play.
Oh, this
And
is
I don't know if you
perfect.
want to talk a little bit about how you really set them up. She has a phenomenal approach on someone coming in.
Yeah, let's
starting
talk
out.
about
I
it.
think what happened is we created systems early on when we were dealing with a lot of individual independent contractors, because the people that are there are really their own businesses. Right now I have 14 individual therapists. I have a body balancer. We have different kinds of things we do there, but they are in essence running their own businesses, supporting their own families, not working at other places. That's what we want to keep alive. So
Yes.
again, there are people out there getting out of school, just starting, meeting with Barry, looking for opportunities, looking for space that might not be waiting for them. I'll just say at Quick Fix, we have an infrastructure to sort of help that. Those systems are in play. Those front desk people, those professional,
And they'll do the booking. Like, I mean, once someone comes
Oh,
in,
sure, they
within
come-
her
sort of happens
incredible
naturally.
network, she just gets them booked and she takes care of the billing. And although now if a business
If
wants
needed,
to come,
sure.
if they want to come and operate individually, they can do that too. So I think, we talk about in offices, we're seeing the co-working concept.
Yes.
So
It's a good way to put it.
It's a
great way to put it.
co-working for
in a
health.
wellness. Yes.
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 So it's really neat to combine other wellness industries, because yes, how many other people are out there that have this passion for what they
Yes.
do? They're so talented, and they're like, where can I go? Because this is an individual.
Yes.
And an individual needs maybe a smaller space within a bigger
Yeah.
space. And as a client, that would be someplace I would want to go, right? I go there and I could go to the same location for multiple services that I enjoy for my wellness.
You're on to us, Kelly.
I
You're
am
onto
on
us.
to you,
Listen.
Beth.
And it's a professional experience. And as you're starting out as a small business, as a service provider in wellness, what be it, you'd need to hire a receptionist or someone to
Yeah.
take and the front person. And Beth, the times I've been to Quick Fix, she has it figured out because her service model is seamless. Well, you may get a different therapist, but the experience, she works very hard on the experience, and you walk out there and go, there were no hiccups.
Mm-hmm. That is music to my ears because it is precisely what we're going for.
That is exactly. She knows what she wants. To hear
it, from somebody is really, really, really validating.
Yeah, the way that
we're
you're
trying
actually
to do.
Yep, it's like somebody knows exactly from the
So
other
once
side.
again,
I look at it. It is no longer my unique business. This is something to keep these industries relevant. And for the most part, when someone goes to massage school, they're advised in class, it's going to be really hard on your own. It's going to be challenging to go out and learn about rentals and leases and programs and licensure. Number one, we do have those relationships and we figured a lot of that out, but you're supposed to work with or for someone 1 to 3 years. So you go at, if you don't choose to do that, it can be really challenging, and those businesses don't always make it. And what a shame. When you've gone through that education, you have a great passion, you need fuel behind that, not roadblocks.
Right.
well, we're gonna get that filled up, and then Kelly will go have a spa day.
Yeah, we'll have a spa day
And
with Beth.
we'll try them all.
Let's go.
Before I know this always goes so fast.
I know. We still have 6 minutes, though. We got time.
I want to talk about your event.
Oh, you have an event?
We are, I'm actually working with the Initiative Foundation, and one of their focuses currently is that they're putting together workshops for business in the area, sometimes for underserved individuals, sometimes for just new seedling businesses. And what I'm working with them on is in August, likely the 18th, we'll announce more later, is having a workshop, a class, call it a career fair, if you will. But let's bring some like-minded wellness individuals together in a space that honors what they're doing. And let's talk about how we move forward.
Barry, I think
and
you need
allow
to be
us
at
all
that
to
one.
grow. This is about growth, not just survival, but it's about growing and staying long-term, serving Central Minnesota. Not 4 years, 5 years,
Right.
You
You want
another
be here.
20 in.
Let's do that.
I'm glad you're doing that. The Initiative Foundation, it certainly is a collaborative partner and a supporter of the Small Business Development Center. So it's exciting to see your passion and your adaptability. And how cool is that? A drive-up window where you can buy a gift card.
or products.
There's
you can buy
probably
products.
It doesn't bother me to go in for a massage, but there's probably men who go, well, you got to get a gift card for my
At
wife.
Christmas, it's snowing. Christmas Eve, snowing. The line just goes around the building.
And mostly men?
Around the building. So it's great. It's great. But during COVID, people couldn't leave their homes. People can't get out of their cars. We're dealing with a population that has chronic problems, chronic issues.
Well, and talk about a blessing in disguise for you to actually get this building that has a drive-through and go, my gosh, how did we had no idea this was going to happen, but wow, this is going to be, quite changing for a business that otherwise couldn't open the doors.
Right.
You could open the drive-through.
Right.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I don't think it's going to go away either.
No.
I had to go pick up some fabric on Saturday. Honey, would you go get some fabric for me? Don't worry, there's curbside pickup. I love it. I don't want to do that.
That's a pivot.
And that's a pivot. You've got a pivot.
Went to online booking after years. 87% of people want to book from their mobile device.
Which wasn't the case when you first started, right?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, when people do trust the business, they understand what they're getting. They know.
Yeah.
They're willing to book online and create that seamless experience, like Barry said. But it takes infrastructure and repetitive, consistent practices, I think. And that can be challenging when you're starting. You're just making them up. You're learning.
So I do want to ask you, we only got 2 minutes before we have to go. I know, it's super sad. No, I want you to talk because in this last 2 minutes here, I want you to let people know if they want to come to this event, how do they get a hold of you? If they're somebody that is, hey, I want to work for, it sounds like that's a great place to go. Maybe if they're a therapist looking for work that is really great
everybody
talent.
knows somebody.
Right?
Everyone knows someone who's like, well, I'm a therapist and I used to do this, but it became too difficult as in my home. Or they say, I'm just out of school, but I don't exactly know where to go. There's not a lot of space for me. it's an education. Let's learn about what's available in St. Cloud and the surrounding area.
Right.
Let's use the resources we know are there, which is health and inspections and licensure and systems that are in place to aid you in doing it, as opposed, again, to feeling resistance or that I can't do it on. You don't have to do it on your own. There are people like me to help. The Initiative Foundation, Small Business Development. There are people around to help. Let's get connected.
What is your website?
Just www.quickfixmassage.com.
Okay.
You can reach me. My name is on there, but just email us if you want information or if we can help you in some way. We'd be happy to.
And
I'm
they can always
so
stop by and
inspired
Absolutely.
by Beth, and this is what we need in our community: is for businesses in industries to take the lead and find ways to keep our community viable, and for new businesses. Just think of the people she's going to help start their businesses. So I'm so
Wonderful.
inspired.
It is very inspiring. Thanks, Beth.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Beth Huber from
Fun.
Quick Fix Massage. We got Barry here from the SBDC. And of course, Wendy Hendricks from Agency North Real Estate. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, as always.
Okay, we got news coming up here at the top of the hour. And then it's the Garden Corner. And our master gardener, William Cook, we call him Bill. Bill's going to be here and answer your questions today.
Listening to AM 1240 and 95.3 FM WJON St. Cloud, a town square media station, broadcasting live from the Coburn Studios, bringing families together since 1921.
A major shift in NATO security as Russia's war in Ukraine intensifies. President Biden today at the NATO summit in Spain says the U.S. is establishing its first permanent military base in Poland and increasing the number of troops in Europe. NATO has officially invited Sweden and Finland to join the alliance. It comes a day after Turkey withdrew its objection. ABC's Mary Alice Parks is in Madrid.
If this does happen, when this does happen now, they will have the protection of NATO. You know, that Article 5, those protections that mean that an attack against one is an attack against all, and that that NATO, the entire alliance, would have to come to their defense should, for example, Russia cross those borders.
The Supreme Court today issuing a decision on an Oklahoma case that gives state authorities